Welcome back to the channel. It is June 23rd, and it's going to be the breakdown for the showdown on the June 24th. And we have Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals between the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers in LA. And they're in a situation which they're very familiar with the series against Dallas, with the series against the Utah Jazz, down 0-2. But now in Game 3, we have Chris Paul back in the lineup, and he's been chopping out the bed. Just being put on protocol. Now it's been lifted. He's going to play. He's not injured. So you should expect a fully, more than 100% Chris Paul in this Game 3 going up against the Clippers. And this is where they can definitely make a big stamp. And if they take a 3-0 lead, it's coffins. It is absolutely over for the LA Clippers. Things could change if Kawhi Leonard's knee comes back, but as far as we know, he's going to be out. He's going to be out. Chris Paul comes back for Phoenix. They get their general, and they've been rolling without, and now they get him back, so it's going to be on another level. So expect Phoenix Suns to come out full of energy, and because they want to get this over with. They want to get this over with. And now, going against the Clippers, this is why I love Chris Paul at the captain position. For tomorrow, I'm not saying it's going to be a definite, difference maker, and meaning with the percentage wise of what the other lineups are going to have, but just something I want to take advantage of. There's going to be other options, but Chris Paul so far is my favorite. I don't know if everyone's going to go that way. They might go to Paul George because it's Game 3, and he needs to, make up for what he did in Game 2, missing those 2 free throws, and he has to go off with them being the home team. That could be a strategy as well. Also, Devin Booker, he's probably going to wear a mask. You got a mask game narrative, and we already know some mask games that have been happening in the playoffs in past history. Rip Hamilton with LeBron James, even Kyrie, but I think Kyrie was during the regular season, but still. You have that narrative as well. So there's many options for the captain's position. My favorite right now is going to be Chris Paul. And let's go through just some of the other options other than him. As you see, Chris Paul, $9,400 if you get him regular salary, and then $14K if you put him in the captain spot. Devin Booker is going to be at 10.8. Obviously, he might take a little bit of a step back with the shot attempts because he was getting 29, 25, and 23. He might be around that 15 range, but that still can mean he becomes more efficient. Doesn't mean he can't score, 25, 30 points. It's just that he's going to take less shots because he probably was tired playing a ton of minutes and dominating the ball between him and Cameron Payne. So a guy that is going to step back is Cameron Payne. We're going to probably fade him because obviously with Chris Paul back, those minutes are going to go back down. Great performance from him. So it's something you could have expected since you kind of knew when Chris Paul was going to come back around Game 3 or Game 4. So Cameron Payne showed up, and now he's going to go back to his old role around 15 to 20 minutes, and we're going to move on from him. So another guy that I do like that stepped up, the Clippers are going to need a big. So if Ivica Zubac can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to be the guy getting 30-plus minutes. He was able to get a double-double against DeAndre Ayton. He was not able to stop him from that alley-oop, that game-winning alley-oop, but it was some solid production that the Clippers do need. Just another scoring threat and rebounding asset for that team since Serge Ibaka is out. They're going to need Ivica Zubac. And if he gets into foul trouble, then you can see Cousins come into it. But I wouldn't rely on that. He is cheap, but he's going to get limited minutes as long as Zubac stays out of foul trouble. I think a sneaky guy to look at is going to be Luke Kennard coming off the bench. They're going to find ways. Tyronn Lue's going to find ways to get him on the court because they need his scoring. He's been very exceptional from that three-point range and just providing a boost for the second unit between him, Rajon Rondo. Those are going to be the cheap util guys that you want to look for around that 3K and below range that you can fit in because you're going to pay up for Chris Paul. You're going to pay up for Devin Booker. You're going to pay up for Paul George. So those spots are going to be allocated. The question is, where are you going to put them? We spoke about Paul George. Mediocre performance in game 2. He played a ton of minutes, shot horribly from the 3-point range, and shot horribly from the free throw line. We expect better than that. He is a very good free throw shooter. Usually 90%, 87%, 85%. It's like once in a blue moon he'll shoot this bad. That was very unexpected. But it's all on his shoulders. You expect 20 plus attempts. Is he going to make the shots? If he's making those threes, then we could have had a different story, and you could have had 50 DK. I think he gets back to that with the season on the line. You don't want to go down 0-3. That's going to be very, very huge. And the dude that came through for us in the previous slate was DeAndre Ayton. I told you he was going to be a beast, and I surrounded every prop around him. I took it. It was great. Got you over 20 points. He cleared that. Got you over 10 rebounds. Cleared that with 14. He had a big, big impact in him with his high percentage. It's going to continue to be a problem. He's going to take full advantage of Ivica Zubac, and I expect another double-double from him. So go back to DeAndre Ayton in that well. And with all that salary, you might have to be forced to go in with a cheaper guy at that captain spot because these are staples. Ayton is a staple. Chris Paul is going to be a staple. You have to have Paul George and Devin Booker. So if you want to take one guy that you can see that might take a step back, would be Devin Booker. But the other three, I think, are essentials. The guarantees for tomorrow is going to be Chris Paul, Paul George, and DeAndre Ayton. And you can build around that. Then you can decide if you want to spend up for Devin Booker because he is going to take another step down just a little bit. He might be around that range where he was getting before, around just 30 DK. So you're paying almost near $11,000 in salary, and he's only going to get 30 DK where he did against Denver again, and did against LA. So you might see that type of performance from him. So if you wanted to choose a fourth guy just to take a seat, it would be him. Right now, the FanDuel lineups are not out. So just go with the guys that I've already spoken about. Obviously, the salary is going to be a little bit more different. Find the cheaper guy if you can't fit in all your stars and then fill out the rest. Or focus on 3, and then you'll be able to get a mid-tier guy and fit in a Luke Kennard, a Rajon Rondo, a Cam Johnson. Those are going to be the cheap guys you want to look for. Yet again, I'm going to say it one more time. The cheap guys that you want to fill in at the bottom of your lineup are going to be Cam Johnson, Rajon Rondo, and Luke Kennard. All right? Now, let's look over to the props for tomorrow. I'm going with Phoenix Suns money line at minus 118. I think that is a great price for the better squad, and they're going to get even more healthier, if that is even a word, okay? Healthier. It is a word. I just said it weird, all right? That's how it is. It is what it is. We're going with the Suns money line. Next, I'm going to go with Paul George and the player points match bet going up against Devin Booker. I think I don't want to say easily, but yeah, give me Paul George to outscore Devin Booker in game 3. The season on the line, they're going to have to show up. I expect a big effort yet again from the Clippers, but to come up short. And then next, I want Reggie Jackson to score over 20 points in game 3. He's been very solid at putting the ball in the basket, being the number 2 to Paul George, number 1. And you just see right here, 24 points in game 1, 27 points in that Utah series in game 7, and then 22 in that previous game. So it's rare that he, shoots below that or doesn't make any threes at all, because he has a high tendency of making at least 3+ threes each and every game. And I expect him to score another 20 points. Let me know how you guys feel about tomorrow's core and the props down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at MessNetJSD, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out.